Hey y'all, it's me, Nick Shrouse, and I'm just letting you know this ain't no Nikki Checkers bullshit. It's November the 1st, and it's 2:11 a.m. and I have not made a video on my YouTube channel in such a long time. If you go and you look at my YouTube videos, it talks about some funny shit and past rough life I lived and doing psychedelics and everything. And I just want to make the full, loud, clear announcement, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And, I don't care how dumb I sound on camera. But as of October 30th, 2018, I'm a born again Christian, and I'm proud of it. And I'm not turning back. And I am willing to tell my story. Um, what had happened was I took an eighth of some psilocybin mushrooms. And you're probably thinking, oh, Nick, you took a drug and all this shit, blah, 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 blah. And I don't look at psilocybin mushrooms as a drug. There are some people that might abuse it. I've never heard of it being abused. But then there's a lot of people that look at it for fun, entertainment, and don't really get a reality check out of it. I've done plenty of research from it. But I've been using it wrong. I've been living my life wrong. So here's the story. Um, all these years, like all these years, I've been living just a corrupt life, smoking weed all the time, bumming cigarettes off people, which makes you look like a crackhead, looking at porn, fantasizing, what would it be like to be Hugh Hefner? What would it be like to be Dan Balzerian? Um, checking out women the wrong way when God made these female creatures for us to get to know and mate with only one to reproduce. You know, I was looking at everything wrong, the lust, the porn, illegal ways to make money quick instead of working hard for it or studying a trade and making the big bucks the right way. I was going down all the wrong avenues. I was hanging around all the wrong crowds of people who I thought were my friends. These little wiggers, that, you know, showing off, rapping, flashing cash. Country dudes thinking they're badass because, they know a little cooking recipe for making meth. Those types of people aren't going to lead you nowhere but a graveyard or a barbed wire fence, which is prison. They're not your friends. When I lived a drug dealer life, I had tons of them. When I was out of it, I don't hear from them. I don't hear from them to this day. So on October 30th, I got into it with this guy on the phone. The story's kind of personal. It's nothing threatening, but I hung up the phone. Didn't think nothing about it. And went on about an hour later to do this eighth of mushrooms, which I've done before. It's not my first rodeo. Started playing some Grand Theft Auto 5, just driving around. I like to be peaceful when I'm high on these mushrooms and just exploring stuff. And, that's when things started to stick out. You know, things in the game started telling me different stuff. I remember I died and was coming out of the hospital like you do when you die in Grand Theft Auto. And I looked at this hospital and it was just so big. And it was like everyone relies on this hospital. It's controlled. You know, people go to it for medicine. They don't want no cure. Um, you know, this world is run by Luciferians, people that just want to make sure you live a miserable life. Then the voice told me to walk away from the game. And that's when I started to see shadows in my room. Shadows like the chair, the shadow, just looking like a demon. And I knew immediately I was going into a bad trip. So I'm thinking, well, I'll just go into the bedroom and lay in the bed and listen to some samurai music to meditate and go into a right state. Didn't work. Went deeper into this bad trip, and I lay there in bed, and I just started thinking about all the shit that I've been doing, and it was God telling me, um, mostly out of the lust. You keep looking at this porn, you keep looking at the webcam girls, you keep looking at women the wrong way. You're gonna go to hell like all these other Christians do. There's a lot of Christians in hell because of fantasizing about lust and porn. A lot. He told me you letting marijuana control your life is going to get you nowhere and leave you broke and in a fog. He said, you know, hanging around these wrong crowds ain't going to get you anywhere. You know, the best friend you got is your family and the girl you're with. And after he was done talking, I didn't see him, I heard this voice. It was just like you hear yourself talk in your head. That's just when it all began. I was there. I was in hell. And let me tell you something. The dimension I was in this hell, it wasn't hot. You know, I believe when you go down there, there's different levels, there's different stages. It goes so damn deep, the rabbit hole. Um, it's just so hard to explain, you know, how torturing it is. I guess just being on a bad trip is the definition of hell. Imagine not coming out of that. It's a psychosis mode, you know. It just doesn't stop when it's down there. You see things that you wish you never saw before. I'm talking about there's demons that are running all around chasing after you, and they don't stop looking for you. This place is so damn big. There's enough room to put probably 20 billion galaxies of people in there. It just doesn't run out. It's so big. It's in this different dimension. You could be there in a blink of an eye. For people that die instantly, I cannot put into words what this place is like. It is so terrifying. It is so terrifying that it brought me into tears, crying. And you're probably saying, "Oh, Nick, you're just having a bad trip. It was all illusion." Well, yeah, maybe technically it's illusion, but I believe that what you see, whether you dream about it, because what we see, we're either awake or we dream, because then we hallucinate. And when you hallucinate, you're opening a pineal gland to a spiritual world of entities, good and bad. It's a spiritual warfare being fought right all around us, and we just can't see it. And you got to understand that. You know, I can't describe the pain, is what I felt when I was down there. You feel it. It's like it's in your soul, you know, this pain. It just hurts. You're down there. You can't talk. You're so bananas lost with words. I mean, it is so frightening. I mean, I would rather go walk in the ghetto in Chicago with $10,000 sticking out of my pocket any horrifying night than to go back to where I was. I send me anywhere, put me in a cage with two tigers, whatever. This place is not meant for humans, like anyone. You know, it is horrifying. You can't talk. There's people down there, but they don't care about you. They only care about themselves and trying to figure out the way out. But when you open a door there, it opens 10, it opens 100, it opens more. It's just too undescribable. But I'm the type of guy who does not cry. I'm a grown man. And I was crying. I was so blinded by this hallucination that I could not tell if my eyes were open or closed. And I knew in the back of my head that this was part of the trip, but it was the most horrifying trip I ever experienced in my life. It's just there's people down there. There's a lot of famous people. You know, I saw Marilyn Monroe just getting raped by demons. I seen Napoleon, the dictator, down there just getting slaughtered by monsters, like at a butcher factory. You know, it just goes on, man. I mean, it doesn't stop. There's no break. There is no water down there. There's no food. There's nothing. It's just pure entrapment. You can't even walk. It's just a weird dimension. It's a it's like a scary ride at the fair or at some amusement park. It's the amusement park of hell is what it is. And it's a ride that does not stop. And it's a good thing that I don't really remember it. But I remember little pieces and I remember the fear. And I try to keep that fear in me because I know that whatever it is you do wrong, you will pay a penalty if you keep it up. I finally just went outside. I took this early in the morning when that sun was coming up. I went outside and it just went away. And I just felt God's presence so strong then I finally cried in tears of joy, just looking at that sky. And, we don't have nothing to worry about, y'all. Jesus Christ died on the cross for us, and he died for our sins. We do sinful things no matter what. I can't say I'm picture perfect and I'm going to be like this monk. you know. I still say the Lord's name in vain sometimes, you know, but I do pray daily. And before all this happened, I was trying to get close with God, was the thing. And I think this is what set it off. And all I can say is when the trip was over and I felt peace and I could finally talk and function, I just went back in the apartment and threw away the weed. I threw away the vape because I don't smoke. I vape. I threw away any Playboy collectibles, Hugh Hefner's autobiography magazine. I don't idolize or follow Dan Bilzerian. He's not a bad guy, but I hope he finds peace in his life the right way. And um, his soul is very lost. I threw away a lot of stuff. I threw away tarot cards. I dabbled with that at time to time. I just threw away all this new age crap, the books, the all of it, just gone, gone. Anything that was paraphernalia, drugs. I've quit hard drugs a long time ago, but I just did a 360 about change and just put it all in a big garbage bag and tossed it out in the dump. And I'm sober right now. I'm clean. You know, the last day I smoked weed was October 30th, and I would never have thought I would really be a born again Christian the night before Halloween, or the morning before Halloween. Let's be exact. I saw hell right around the devil's holiday. People celebrate Halloween a lot better than they do any other holiday. This is the holiday that makes the most money. This world is run by evil people. There is so much evil in this world. When I was down in hell, like Satan himself, it's all numbers. Like he has this formula for anything on how the sin of lust, the sin to steal, the sin to murder, and what causes that. It was like I just knew what causes that in someone. And you know what causes all this stuff to happen? It's a thought. You know, when I pick up this remote, it's a thought. I thought of the idea to pick up the remote and show it to you on the web. You know, what causes a thought? That's where it all begins. You know, where something happens. But this video is like 18 minutes long, and I'm just going to cut it right here. But folks, this is probably going to raise, tail feathers and people laughing, atheists, new age folks, witchcrafts, or just people like me just want to laugh at this. But y'all need to get right with God because let me tell you something. I wouldn't want my worst enemy to go down there. You know, I, you know, people that have murdered my friends are in prison. They just need a swift kick in the ass and then sit in a room with a Bible. That's all they need. This world has got to change, and God is going to come back. I guarantee you. He will come back like a night, like a thief in the night. We don't know when he's coming back, but I have a hunch, and I have a good sixth sense feeling that it could be anytime soon. And boy, you know, brothers and sisters, we better be prepared. And when he comes back, it's going to be real awakening, and everyone's going to be real frightened. We need to fear God, and we need to respect him more. And we need to keep reminding ourselves about hell. We need to study about Satan and his agenda. God talks and preaches more about hell in the Bible than he talks about his own kingdom, heaven. It is a frightening place, people. You don't want to go to hell. There's nothing cool about it. I would rather go to prison than hell. It's that sad to say. You don't want to go there. I'm telling you. Just give it up. Stop looking at porn. Stop doing drugs. Stop breaking the law. You know, it's hard to live without certain things, but just go somewhere quiet, far away, in the woods, and just scream and tell God you need help and bow your head, and he'll do it. You know, it's free. You know, getting high off the Holy Spirit is free. And the best part about it is there ain't no side effects, you know, and he'll lead you down the right path. Bad shit's going to happen anyways. He's going to test your faith. That's the whole game about it. There's people that say they're born again Christian, but then bad stuff happens and they fall off the track, get back on drugs. All I can say is this: marijuana is fine for medical use if used the right way. If you depend on it, you're a slave to it, just like cigarettes or alcohol or pharmaceutical pills. Thank God put these mushrooms on earth for a certain reason, and if you feel like you might need to take it, then do it. I'm not, well, if I'm putting this video on YouTube, I'm not encouraging the use of drugs, but I really like it if you just find God without it, because maybe people need to see hell to just know not to go there, you know. All you need is a peek. You don't want to be there forever, is all I want to say. But I just feel like I needed to make this video and get it clear to people that, you know, just get right. It ain't gonna hurt. So I'm gonna shut this down. It's like 2:35 in the morning. You know, this is way past my bedtime. I've been on a good schedule lately, and I can't mess it up. So please share this video and subscribe. I'm gonna go back to making more of these videos, and it's just gonna be positive stuff. I'm not gonna be like some of these people on YouTube that just make crap videos. I'm just going to try and make something fulfilling and motivating the right way. And God bless everyone and everyone around the world, and just get right with him, because he's coming back.